Hey everybody, Joe Lowry, what a day, happy Monday, Manic Monday, full moon Monday, whatever you call it, it is Monday, it's almost over, thank God. Today is National Purple Heart Day as well as National Lighthouse Day, and there you have it. Well, we have a couple of sad news to start off with today. We got two passings to share along with you. Philadelphia Phillies announced that former catcher Darren Daulton died this past Sunday at the age of 55. Daulton was a member of the 93 World Series squad. He's actually in the Phillies Wall of Fame. And he also played for the then Florida Marlins during their 97 campaign when they won the World Series. Darren Daulton dead from brain cancer. And another sad news note, Major League Baseball lost another legend. Legendary first baseman Don Baylor died today. He was 68, died of cancer. He was most famous for his American League MVP with the California Angels. He was the first Colorado Rockies manager. I forgot about that. But I do remember him as being the first baseman of the 86 Red Sox World Series team. That's right. And he actually held the record for most hit by pitches that year. I do know. Don Baylor, Darren Daulton, both passing along. Well, speaking of the Red Sox, they completed their four-game sweep of the White Sox and thrust themselves back into first place in the AL East. They now have a 2.5-game lead over the dreaded Yankees, and some fans were lucky enough this weekend to grace the presence of former White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer. That's right, Sean Spicer seen at Fenway Park over the weekend, most notably Saturday. He's never been shy about his feelings with New England fans and so forth, especially with the White House press briefing when he had Rob Gronkowski made a cameo there during the Super Bowl winning team visit in April. And of course, this past Thursday, he did wish Tom Brady a happy birthday. Sox have the night off as they prepare to host the Tampa Bay Rays this week. And that's that. And a little bit of Hollywood news. I don't know why they throw this in here. Actors Anna Faris and Chris Pratt have called it quits after 8 years of marriage. And that's a great segue to the Red Sox, I'm telling you. Well, how about this one? Breaking news out of WWE. WWE superstar Bayley is out at SummerSlam. That's right. She separated her shoulder. She's still not recovered from that. She sustained the injury last week against her match with Nia Jax. So this leaves a lot of speculation as to who will face the Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss, at this summer's biggest pay-per-view. We've also learned that Kurt Angle has a huge announcement about all this tonight at Raw as it comes to you live at 8 o'clock from the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. Well, news out of Woburn yesterday is Rich Gilbert, Barry Doherty were alive and kicking at the old Candleman TV lanes in Woburn. The newly furnished lanes had the boys rocking and the pins were flying. Fans and attendants who were lined up outside just trying to get a glimpse of these two hurlers. Insiders scored this practice session between the two rivals as Barry Doherty edged out a 420 over Rich Gilbert's 418. Not too shabby as a practice affair ensued. Do stay tuned for more from these two Candlepin half-Worcesters. Wow, that's great news. Some Patriots news. Longtime Patriot, Houston Texan Vince Wilfork has announced his retirement. That's right, folks. He was actually filming a commercial today, and he actually quote saying, "No more cleats. I'm moving on to smoked meats." That's a cute one there. He also will be doing a special farewell tailgate celebration at Gillette Stadium during the season, actually at the home opener. Vince Wilfork played 13 seasons with the Patriots, getting him 2 rings. So long, Vince Wilfork. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little bit more and more worried each day about North Korea. As you know, the UN has levied some serious sanctions against North Korea, and the North Korean state media has slammed the latest round of sanctions that were approved by the United Nations, calling them a flagrant violation of our sovereignty. It vows retaliation against Washington. That's the part that scares me, folks. In case you're not familiar, the measures make it harder for North Korea to make any money across the globe as they target North Korea's primary exports, including coal, iron, and seafood. An attempt to cut off its additional revenue streams by targeting some of its banks and joint ventures with foreign companies. They're really cutting them off here, folks. Now, the president, I don't even know how you pronounce his name, Pyongyang, whatever. He says, quote unquote, "We will under no circumstances put the nukes and ballistic rockets on the negotiating table," and says they will teach the U.S. a severe lesson if military force is used against North Korea. You know, folks, this is getting more and more serious by the day. By the looks of things, it's only going to get worse. As you know, the North Koreans launched yet another missile last week that is capable of reaching the eastern seaboard. I'm in Boston. That's the eastern seaboard. And let me tell you, folks, there could be some dark days ahead of us for both us and the North Koreans. And that's truly something you got to watch out for, folks. Well, a special shout out to John Pemberton and the boys of the AWF. That's right, they're busy at it yet again. As this past Friday night, former ECW champ, the Sandman, was featured via Facebook by John Pemberton. He gave a quick shout out there. And if you haven't seen the AWF skits, you got to check them out on the YouTube page. And while you're there, you can check out my YouTube page as I will be getting myself involved with the AWF. In case you want to check it out, check out AWF. Google that one on YouTube. But you can also visit my page at www.youtube.com/Joe Lowry. What a day. That's all I got. I'm out of here. Happy Monday, folks. What a day.